Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Please,
Good
please,
morning.
please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
What's your name?
Sir, I'm Ankita Puwar.
Okay. Ms. Ankita, sit relaxed
Yes.
and tell us 4 attempts. Are you going to UPSC for the first time for personality test?
Sir, it will be my third interview.
Okay. How many marks you got in the past 2 interviews?
Sir, in the first interview I got 165 and second time I got 162.
Okay. So written was not that good both times.
Sir, I am in Danik service already.
Because of that, okay.
Yes, sir.
So you got it in the first attempt, Danix, or second attempt?
So the first attempt I got Danik, second attempt I got into reserve list.
In the reserve list,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Good. Please tell us something about yourself.
Sir, I am Ankita Puwar. I am from Chandigarh and I have done BTech in electrical engineering from IIT Roorkee. So after that I worked in Oracle Bangalore for 2 years as software engineer, where my work was mostly on machine learning. And sir, in March 2022 I joined Danik service. Currently I am undergoing training in UTCS Delhi. I am under probation.
In UT?
UTCS. So that
See.
is our academy, Union Territory Civil Services.
This is across Yamuna.
Yes, sir, Shahadra.
It is in Shadra, yes. So, tell us the total administrative structure of Delhi, Ms. Ankita.
Yes, sir. So in Delhi, it has a very unique administrative structure as it was made a national capital territory by the 69th Constitutional Amendment Act. So at the top we have the Lieutenant General, and below.
Lieutenant General.
I'm sorry, sir. It's Lieutenant Governor. I'm
Oh,
sorry, sir.
Okay.
The LG is there, and there's also a legislature which is headed by the Chief Minister, and we have Chief Secretary, and in the administrative structure we have other secretaries.
Now, can you tell me the history of Delhi in brief?
Sir,
Are you aware of it?
yes, sir. So Delhi has a very old history. It started back in from the time of Rajputs and the Tomar dynasty in the 600th century, and after that, sir, the Mughals, and before that, sir, there were the Afghans also set up. Like we had the Lodi dynasty was there, and the Tughlaqs also made the settlements here. Suppose that at the time of Shah Jahan, he made Delhi as his capital when he shifted from Agra to Delhi. And so later.
But just tell me, have you read today's newspaper?
Yes, sir.
So tell me, which newspaper did you read?
Sir, I've read Indian Express.
Please tell me 3 main headlines from the first page of the newspaper.
Sir, one is that there were talks between India and Australia about signing more pacts on renewable energy and the defense cooperation, and even on the education sector. So second was about ED getting the custody of Manish Sisodia. And so third, there was also the appointment of the ministers, that is Atishi and Sir.
Is it on the front page?
Sir,
Anyway, tell me about the Australian Prime Minister,
Yes,
as you
sir.
mentioned.
yes, sir.
What was discussed? You said, of course, defense as renewable energy. Anything else?
Sir,
Also
education. About, sir, since they are setting up a new university, the Deakin University will be setting up their campus in Gift
But the
City.
Prime Minister also flagged the attack on temples. Are you aware
Yes,
of
sir.
that?
Yes,
Did you
sir.
read that?
Yes, sir.
Now tell me, related to this is also the Punjab incident. What happened in Punjab recently?
So there was an attack in Ajnala by the Waris of Punjab supporters. They were led by Amritpal Singh, and they tried to get free Lovepreet Singh Tufan. And sir, a huge mob of protesters carrying swords, they attacked the policemen. So sir, it was a very unfortunate incident that took place.
So you are in the administration. Did the administration not fail in taking any action against those people who were attacked?
Sir, in a way, it was the failure of administration to.
In which way? And in which way it was not?
So they were not able to. So the intelligence agencies were not able to flag the issue that such a large mob could go and attack the policemen in such large numbers. Plus, sir, they were even using the Guru Granth Sahib, so which prevented the police forces from attacking them. Sir, but the situation was that they had to free the.
Oh, he was freed from the police station
Yes, sir.
straight away, is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Miss Ankita Puwar,
Yes, sir.
you are from IIT Roorkee
Yes, sir.
and you worked for 2 years in Oracle
Yes, sir.
and then you landed up in Dynix.
Yes, sir.
Are you happy with this career progression?
Yes, sir, I am. Sir, I got the opportunity to work in the private sector where I was working on the machine learning, and my project was mostly on the natural language processing. So it's a very interesting field. Like today we see Chat GPT is also there, which is built on the NLP
So
technique.
therefore, I'm
only.
asking you, are you happy with this career progression? You should be in the engineering field.
Sir,
Machine learning, you said, very exciting, Chat GPT.
yes, sir. But I believe that now that I'm in administration, I can better integrate that technologies with administration, and there can be applications of it here as well.
No, the engineers will take care of that. You don't have to come to the administration to do this work.
Sir, I do have an inclination towards the service as well. So, sir, that was one of the motives for me joining the service.
You know, I asked this question again because IITs are driving the fourth industrial revolution in India and globally,
Yes, sir.
and very exciting.
Yes.
I ask you again that would you like to reconsider a career in engineering, language learning particularly?
Sir, I'm very blessed to have the experience of both the worlds, and I would like to use that knowledge here. Sir, I would not exactly want to go back, but I want to use that knowledge here.
Okay, tell me that if I am a class teacher
Yes, sir.
in school and you get into the services
Yes, sir.
and I complain to you that Chat GPT is troubling me because my students are getting their homework done from Chat GPT.
Yes, sir.
What would you tell me as a teacher?
So Chat GPT has definitely increased the cheating aspects. But sir, if we look at the patterns that the answers that it provides, there is a particular pattern. Like I also tried to use it to generate poems or even write essays. So there is a particular pattern in which it writes. Because it's at the end of the day, it is a machine. It has creativity, but not to the extent of humans. So sir, if we analyze that pattern, so we can to some extent realize that.
Yes, Ankita, you're talking to a school teacher
Yes, sir.
who doesn't have the capability to analyze Chat GPT answers. So what would you tell him? I'm very upset.
Sir,
Think about it.
so one thing that can be done is, if you've given an assignment, we have the anti-plagiarism tools. So all the
Now, what are the benefits for the teacher? You should tell me that Chat GPT has benefits also for teachers.
yes, sir. That
What are the benefits?
so they can get very creative ideas how to make the curriculum and pedagogy more interesting for children. So that can be explored by teachers. Moreover, looking for how to make it more engaging with children, like giving examples and all, which is missing right now. So that can be also done.
Yeah, good. Now, tell me, what is your understanding of the Indus Waters Treaty? You know, India has given a notice to Pakistan on the
Yes, sir.
25th of January to review the treaty. What are the grounds on which India sent the notice to Pakistan?
Sir, I'm not aware of the recent proceedings that have happened.
Okay, how many rivers are there in the Indus waters?
So there's Indus plus 5 tributaries are there.
How many are with which ones are with
So
Pakistan?
the Indus, Jhelum and Chenab are with Pakistan, and Ravi, Beas, Satluj are with India.
So what is Pakistan's grievance?
So Pakistan claims that the rivers, that is Indus, Jhelum and Chenab, India is trying to build a lot of projects, like there's Ratle project.
So what did Pakistan do?
Sir, it has so basically in the Indus Water Treaty, World Bank was the one who mediated the treaty, but and there are if there is a dispute, then there are multiple mechanisms in the treaty. So one is that we can solve by the interministerial meeting. Second is to appoint an arbitrator, and the third is to have a third party negotiation. So sir, Pakistan is trying to bring in a third party, but India is focusing on the arbitration method. Sir, and there's a deadlock and we're not able to resolve that.
Okay, my last question. Just very briefly analyze the union budget.
Sir, the union budget has this time the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, gave the Saptarishi for the budget. So there is focus on the green growth, on the youth potential, and for the finance sector also. So sir, the outlay of budget is 45 lakh crores, and a lot
I'm
of
not interested in the outlays.
Yes, sir.
I'm interested in your analysis.
So a lot of focus is being given on the capital expenditure, which has increased by 30%. There is focus on the infrastructure development, which will have a multiplier effect on the economy. And sir, as there is a global slowdown, and with India increasing its capex, it's definitely a push in the right
So
direction.
is it a good budget?
Yes, sir. In my opinion, it is.
Any issues you have with the budget?
Sir,
It cannot be all good.
yes, sir. So the focus on research and development, the budget allocation has reduced for the research and development. Even for defense, sir, the major part of it is going for the revenue of the
Revenue expenditure.
Yes, sir, the revenue expenditure in defense.
So what is the allocation for defense?
Sir, it's so I'm sorry, sir, I don't remember.
It's more than the allocation for rural development, agriculture, all combined. Is that right?
Yes, sir, because sir, defense in itself, the pensions and salary part consumes a very large chunk of the defense expenditure, and a very little part is left for the new technologies to acquire.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Ms. Ankita. What is your original place? It is not Chandigarh.
Yes, sir. I belong from Haryana, so I belong from Jind. Yes, sir.
Good. That is you are an electrical engineer in
Yes.
as
Yes,
your
sir.
graduation subject. Can you give me a brief overview of energy sector in India?
Sir, in India, the total installed capacity is around 410 gigawatts, and the most of it is generated by coal. So it's around 52%. And sir, a lot of push has been given to the renewable energy. Like the solar sector, solar energy is gaining more focus, and we have reached the target of 150 gigawatts. And sir, apart from that, large hydroelectric projects and nuclear energy is also being pushed.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
that is of course power sector. But
Yes.
I asked energy sector.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else to the energy sector?
Yes, sir. In energy, there is focus on the natural gas also, and the nuclear energy aspect.
How much do we import and how much do we produce? Petroleum,
So 85% of it is imported.
from where?
So natural gas is mainly imported from the Middle Eastern countries, that is Kuwait and.
And this petroleum is imported from which countries?
So recently there has been a shift, and Russia has become our largest importer. Apart from that, we import from Saudi Arabia and Iran. Iraq is also a major importer.
Okay, you do trekking also.
Yes, sir.
Where did you do it last time?
So last we went to Nag Tibba. We went in November 2022.
Where is this Nagtiba? Himachal?
Sir, Uttarakhand.
Uttarakhand.
Yes, sir, near Mussoorie.
Okay. What did you see there?
So basically it was a 2-day trek. So the first day we went to the base village. From there we trekked to the so there was one night camping that was done, and in the night only, it was a night trek. Basically we woke up at 3 a.m. and we trekked to the summit because we wanted to see the sunrise from the top.
A question, sunrise, could you see the sunrise?
Yes, sir. And
That
it
you
was,
can see every day from anywhere.
yes, sir, but the sunrise was with the backdrop of the Himalayas. So there were a lot of peaks like Bandarpooch and Gangotri, and all these peaks were there. And sir, it was very chilly.
Very
The
chilly.
temperature was in -5 degrees.
So you saw sunrise.
Yes,
Anything
sir.
else did you see? Only one thing you are told by now.
Yes, sir. So while returning, sir, the vegetation, it was the coniferous forest, and it was really pristine and a very good experience.
Okay, good. Machine learning has been your hobby. To a layman, can you somehow make clear what is machine learning?
Sir, so,
One who has not done engineering.
so like when I'm interacting with you,
Yeah.
as humans we can interact, but machines are usually programmed to do a particular thing. Say if I can direct my machine to go from point A to point B, but when I'm using machine learning, so it gives the machine the capability to think and react in a way that is similar to the humans. So I can tell it to go from A to B, but then it can take a lot of considerations like how much traffic is there. If an accident is there, then it can avoid that route. So a lot of these things are also being taken into account when machine learning is put in place.
I think this is not to a layman. Something like use and how it is used, that kind of thing.
So for use case,
Yeah. One thing I know, that it is used in cryptocurrencies.
yes, sir.
Where else it is used?
So it has wide applications, like we use it every day in our Ola, Uber. Then there is recommendation systems that are being done by machine learning, and
Okay. Tell me, since you saw Himalayas from Nagtiba,
yes, sir.
Nagtiba is famous for what actually? There is some Nala there, some soil conservation measures are done at that point. Is it on the way to Mussoorie?
Sir, it's
From Dehradun?
it's after Mussoorie. basically.
After Mussoorie.
Yes, sir.
So you saw Himalayas,
Yes, sir.
and you were somewhere in between Himalayas and Shivaliks.
Sir, it was beyond him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Between Himalayas and Shivalik. Yes.
Shivalik is at Chandigarh also.
Yes, sir.
So what is the difference between these two ranges?
So basically the Himalayas developed in 3 ranges. There is the Great Himalayas, then there is the Himachal range, and then we have the Shivalik range, which is the youngest, and it is the lowest altitude it has.
So Shivalik is the youngest.
Yes, sir.
But I think this is the oldest.
So the Himalayas in itself is very young and it is growing.
Himalaya is young.
Yes, sir.
Shivalik is not a part of Himalaya.
Sir, sir, from what I have read and from what I can recall, it is a part of Himalayas only. The
Have
Himalayan range.
have you ever read or seen that there is a landslide in Shivaliks? Himalayas there is landslide, so they
Yes.
are young. They have not settled.
Okay.
So anyhow, doesn't matter. You give one line definition of mathematics. No, one sentence.
So mathematics is the science of numbers and the rational part of it.
Only numbers. We study in geometry, there are no numbers. Algebra, so only symbols are there, A, B, C, D.
Yes, sir.
So how do you, they are not part of mathematics?
So it is a part of maths.
Anyhow, last question. Last question is a situation to you.
Yes, sir.
Assume that you are a businesswoman.
I'm sorry, sir.
You are doing a business. You are
Yes,
a
sir.
owner of a business.
Yes, sir.
So that business you are producing some goods.
Yes, sir.
You want to sell them. You engage some other firm for providing customers,
Yes, sir.
marketing. And agreement is that you will provide them fees and they will provide customers to you.
Okay.
and one condition is that they will not supply customers to your competitors.
Okay.
Your business goes on well, you are receiving customers, paying fees. One day you come to know that they are supplying to others also who are your competitors. So what would be your response?
So if I have signed a formal agreement with them, then they are directly in the breach of contract with me because they are violating the terms of conditions. So then if no formal agreement is there, then I will.
No, there is agreement. You know what is the difference between agreement and contract? Because you are using them interchangeably.
I'm sorry, sir, I don't know the exact difference.
Anyhow, any agreement which is enforceable by law is a contract.
Okay.
So you have a contract, I
Yes,
told
sir.
you, not agreement.
So if the contract is there, then they are in direct violation of the contract, and they can be. The matter can be taken up in the courts. But at the same time, sir, I would like to first take up in the ADC mechanism, that is the alternate dispute resolution mechanism, because in courts usually the matters continue for a long time and it can hamper the business as well. So I would like to use the ADC mechanism.
What you will ask?
I'm sorry, sir.
What you will ask the party, the agency?
So since they have breached the contract, they are liable to pay me the damages.
But in the contract there is no mention of damages. I told you the contract is that only they will not supply, that's all.
So they have to end their ties with the other party.
Okay, thank you.
Miss Ankita Puwar,
Yes, sir.
first of all, let me compliment you on your outstanding achievements as a student. You
Thank
had
you, sir.
10 out of 10 in grade 10, 97.6% in grade 12, and 96% in your BTech. It's
Thank you, sir.
fantastic.
Thank you.
Now, I see that you got the Machine Learning Project Scholarship for summer at EPFL. What is EPFL?
So that is a university in Switzerland. That is École Polytechnique Fédérale de Lausanne.
Ecole. Is it in Geneva? Where is it?
Sir, it's in Lausanne. That is very
Lausanne.
close to Geneva.
Okay, now suppose the Swiss government gave you another scholarship
Yes, sir.
to go and visit 5 cities other than Lausanne, other than Geneva, other than Montreux.
Okay.
Where would you go? 5 cities.
So that will be Zurich, Bern, Montreux, so you've mentioned.
5 cities.
So there is Zermatt.
Zermatt is a mountain top, it's not a city. Have you been to Zermatt?
Yes, sir, I've been to Zermatt.
So you know it's a mountain top, it's not a
Yes, sir.
city.
Yes, sir.
So you mentioned Zurich,
Yes, sir.
And?
Bern.
Bern.
So
3
there's-
more. How long did you stay in Switzerland?
So 3 months.
And 3 months is a long time
Yes,
to get
sir.
to know a country.
Yes, sir. Visited a lot of other places as
Okay,
well.
let's move on.
Yes.
I see that you have an interest in solving Japanese logic puzzles.
Yes, sir.
What excites you about these Japanese puzzles?
Sir, they are very intriguing, as in like how to solve them and how to actually get to the final solution is something that drives me to it.
And is there anything about Japanese culture which attracts you?
So they are very disciplined. I've heard that the bullet trains, they run from like exact time, and if there is a delay, then they even ask for public apologies, and also these measures are there, sir.
Now, in Japan,
Yes, sir.
if you were to visit 5 cities other than Tokyo, please tell me which ones you would choose.
Other than Tokyo.
Other than Tokyo.
Yes, sir.
You know, because you have an interest in Japan, Japanese puzzles.
Yes, sir.
So, Japanese cities, you're fond of traveling, you're a trekker. 5 cities in Japan other than Tokyo.
Sir, I know the islands there, but I'm not. So there is Kyoto, there's Hyogyo as well.
Okay, let's move on. You referred to the islands.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me something about the dispute relating to an island between China and Japan? What is that island and what is the nature of the dispute?
So the Senkaku Islands is the
Yes.
dispute between Japan and China. So it is also called Diaoyu Islands. China usually calls it Diaoyu, and Basically, China claims that it has control over it, but Japan is the one who is actually having.
Has there been any increase in tensions between China and Japan recently? Recently means in the last 6 months,
Yes.
8 months.
Yes, so there was a few incidents had taken place, like China violated their airspace, and even a few missiles were test fired by Japan in the East China Sea, which created a lot of tensions.
So, what is Japan planning to do in that context?
So Japan has increased its defense budget. At the same time, sir,
Increased by how much? What was it earlier and now what is it? In figures and percentage of GDP?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not.
You don't know. Incidentally, who's the Prime Minister of Japan?
Sir, Kishida. I'm forgetting the first name, but
Fumio.
it's yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now, your optional paper is mathematics.
Yes,
Is
sir.
there a Nobel Prize for maths?
No, sir.
So, what is the highest award given for maths?
Sir, Abel Prize is there.
Okay. And who won it last year?
Sir, C. Venkatesh had.
No. C. Venkatesh didn't win the Abel Prize.
I'm sorry, sir.
It's Dennis Sullivan from the United States.
Okay.
But is there any Indian origin person who has ever won the Abel Prize?
I'm sorry, sir. I have to check.
Apart from the Abel Prize, is there any other big medal given?
Yes, sir. There's Fields Medal.
And what is the difference in the criteria for awarding the Fields Medal and the Abel Prize?
So basically, there's age criteria. Usually, sir, I'm not sure of the
Yeah,
exact.
you're on
thing,
track. Tell me.
But so one of the prizes given to the
Which
young
one?
mathematician. Sir, I
Which
forgot.
one is given to less than 40?
Sir, Abel Prize, but I'm not sure.
You're wrong. It's the Fields Medal.
Okay, sir.
That is why Manjur Bhargav got it. He
Yes,
was
sir.
less than 40.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, have you followed the recent developments relating to the relationship between Saudi Arabia and Iran? There was an agreement reached yesterday.
I'm sorry, sir.
You've not seen it in the papers?
I'm sorry, sir.
All right.
I did not.
Now, Saudi Arabia is a member of the GCC.
Yes, sir.
What is the importance of the GCC for India?
So GCC is the Gulf Cooperation Council, which is the group of the Islamic countries, and sir, India.
Islamic countries are from Morocco till Brunei Darussalam.
Yes, sir.
So, which countries are in the, since you brought it up, which are the countries in the GCC?
So GCC is mainly for the Gulf region.
Correct? By the name Gulf Cooperation.
Yes,
But
sir.
which are the countries?
So Saudi Arabia, Oman, there is United Arab Emirates,
Correct?
there is Kuwait,
Correct?
Bahrain, and so I'm not sure if Yemen
Qatar.
is part.
Qatar is the sixth. Now, what has been the nature of the relationship which India has with the GCC countries? Why are they important for us?
So they are very important for since they are the oil exporting countries.
That's
first.
one, oil.
Second, sir, a lot of migration is from India to Qatar. So
We
sorry,
have NR
for the
Indians living there. Okay.
Yes, sir. So the remittance part is there.
Okay.
And so third is for the
Is trade an important factor?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is.
Investment?
Yes, sir. Investment. A lot of investments come from.
Now, the Gulf Arab countries had serious differences with Israel. However, in 2020, there was an agreement signed between some of these Gulf countries and Israel.
Yes.
What was that agreement?
So Abraham Accord was signed.
And which of the Gulf countries signed it?
So UAE and I'm not sure of one
All
more
right.
country.
Okay. Now,
Yes,
you would be following the visit of the Australian Prime Minister.
Yes, sir.
Why is Australia devoting attention to India, and why is India giving so much attention? What is it that is bringing the two countries closer?
Sir, both the countries support a free and open Indian Ocean region.
Correct.
And since China is trying to expand its control and supremacy in that region. So that is one of the reasons that is bringing both these countries closer. The second is the cooperation in fields of defense and energy security, since a lot of coal is being supplied from Australia. So third is a lot of again the Indians go to Australia for higher education and for jobs.
All right. You referred to defense cooperation. Is Australia also a part of the Malabar exercise?
Yes, sir.
And where will the next edition of the Malabar exercise be held? Which country will be hosting it?
Sir, it will be in Australia.
It
only
will be
for-
Australia. Who's the Prime Minister who's visiting? His name, please.
Sir, it's Anthony Albanese.
Very good. Last question. So, just last. You are living in Chandigarh, not far away from Pakistan. Pakistan is in great economic difficulties.
Yes, sir.
What are the other problems which Pakistan is facing?
So the economic difficulties they have, their forex reserves are depleting.
That's
They have
economic
hardly-
difficulties.
Yes,
Other
sir.
than that,
So political instability is there. Imran Khan is trying to come back to the power, and there is a lot of political tussle. And sir, there is the issue of the Pakistani military, which tries to interfere in the affairs.
that's always happened.
Yes, sir.
Some other big security related problem in the.
Yes, sir. There is the issue of the Tehreek-e-Taliban.
Yes.
And even they are conducting a lot of suicide attacks and the other attacks in the whole of Pakistan. From Afghanistan also, sir, they don't have very good relations with Taliban.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ankita.
Thank you,
Our
sir.
discussion with you is over.
Thank you, sir.
Kindly wait outside for a few minutes. We'll call you for
Thank you.
feedback.